Picture Sarah, a recently retired art teacher, standing in her home studio surrounded by blank canvases gathering dust. Despite having dreamed of dedicating her retirement to painting, she finds herself scrolling through social media instead, feeling a disconnect from the passion that once drove her creative spirit. Her story mirrors what many discover in their 60s and beyond, that maintaining passion isn't just about having free time, it's about understanding the profound psychological shifts that come with this new chapter of life. Dr. Laura Carstensen, director of the Stanford Center on Longevity, has spent decades studying how our emotional landscape evolves as we age. Her groundbreaking research reveals something fascinating. Our capacity for passion and purposeful living actually increases with age, but it requires a completely different approach than what worked in our younger years. Today, I'm going to share 7 evidence-backed secrets that will help you not just maintain, but amplify your passions after 60. These aren't your typical join a club or take up gardening suggestions. Instead, we'll explore the deeper psychological principles that drive lasting enthusiasm and engagement in your later years. And stay tuned until the end, because the final secret challenges everything you might have believed about finding passion in your 60s. It's a counterintuitive approach that has transformed the lives of countless seniors I've worked with, and it might just be the key you've been looking for. The morning mindset reset Maria used to think 6 a.m. wake-up calls were behind her after retirement. Yet every morning, she finds herself staring at the ceiling, feeling oddly disconnected from the day ahead. What she didn't realize was that this seemingly frustrating early waking pattern could become her secret weapon for rekindling passion. Here's what research reveals. Our circadian rhythm naturally shifts as we age, making us wake earlier. But instead of fighting this change, neuroscience shows it's the perfect opportunity to tap into our brain's peak performance window. During these early hours, our prefrontal cortex, the planning and motivation center, is most active, creating an ideal environment for passion-building activities. Watch how successful passion maintainers utilize this biological advantage. They don't rush to fill these hours with busy work. Instead, they create what psychologists call a temporal sanctuary, a protected time for activities that spark joy. Maybe it's writing in a journal, gentle stretching, or simply enjoying a cup of coffee while planning the day's creative pursuits. The key is recognizing the hidden meanings behind your morning state. That early waking isn't your body betraying you. It's offering you a gift. Notice how your mind feels clearer, your emotions more accessible, and your creative thoughts more fluid during these hours. This is your brain's natural prime time for connecting with what matters most. Pay attention to warning signs that you're not maximizing this morning potential. Rushing to turn on the TV, immediately checking your phone, or trying to force yourself back to sleep. These habits can block the natural flow of motivation that your circadian rhythm is trying to establish. The curiosity connection. James spent 40 years as an accountant, believing his learning days were behind him. Then one day, his grandson asked him to learn Minecraft together. What started as a simple gaming session unleashed a flood of neural connections that psychology professor Dr. Carol Dweck would recognize as the perfect example of a growth mindset in action. Research shows that curiosity doesn't diminish with age. It just needs new channels for expression. The fascinating part: when older adults engage in learning alongside younger generations, their brain's neuroplasticity rivals that of their younger counterparts. It's not about mastering complex skills. It's about maintaining the childlike wonder that keeps our neural pathways firing. Watch for opportunities to cross generational boundaries in your learning journey. Notice how teaching and learning become a two-way street. Your life experience combines with fresh perspectives, creating a unique form of wisdom that neither age group could achieve alone. The hidden power lies in what psychologists call bi-directional mentoring. When you open yourself to learning from younger people while sharing your wisdom, you create a feedback loop of engagement that keeps passion alive. Look for signs that you're embracing this connection, feeling energized after interactions with different age groups, finding yourself eager to try new technologies, or discovering unexpected parallels between past and present experiences. Warning signs of curiosity stagnation include dismissing new ideas without exploration, sticking exclusively to familiar routines, or feeling intimidated rather than intrigued by modern developments. Remember, curiosity isn't about mastery. It's about maintaining the spark of interest that makes each day an opportunity for discovery. The Purpose Pivot Meet David, who spent 35 years as a corporate executive. When retirement arrived, his corner office and packed schedule disappeared overnight. Like many, he felt adrift without his professional identity. But what he discovered next reveals a fascinating psychological principle about passion in our 60s and beyond. Research from positive psychology pioneer Dr. Martin Seligman shows that purpose isn't a fixed destination. It's a dynamic journey that evolves with our life stages. What's remarkable is that our capacity for finding meaningful engagement actually expands after 60, when we're freed from the constraints of career-defined purpose. Watch how successful agers navigate this transition. They don't try to replicate their working years' intensity. Instead, they tap into what psychologists call generative purpose, finding meaning through contributing to future generations and their community. Notice how this shift often leads to more authentic forms of passion, unburdened by external expectations or professional pressures. The hidden transformation happens when you realize that purpose isn't about filling time. It's about aligning your actions with your accumulated wisdom. Pay attention to how your definition of meaningful contribution evolves. Maybe it's mentoring young entrepreneurs, starting a community garden, or advocating for causes you've grown to care about deeply. Warning signs that you're resisting this natural pivot include constantly comparing your current activities to your career achievements, feeling guilty about pursuing lesser interests, or trying to maintain the same pace and style of engagement as your working years. Remember, this isn't about downgrading your purpose. It's about upgrading it to match your life's new season. The experienced collectors Sarah and Tom always dreamed of traveling after 60. But what they discovered went far beyond typical tourist experiences. Their story illustrates a crucial psychological principle about how we process and find passion in experiences as we age. Research in cognitive psychology, particularly the work of Dr. Daniel Kahneman, reveals that our brain's peak-end rule becomes more pronounced with age. This means we derive more satisfaction and lasting passion not from the quantity of experiences, but from their emotional depth and meaningful conclusions. Watch how passionate seniors approach their activities differently. Instead of rushing to check items off a bucket list, they become connoisseurs of moments. Notice how they linger over details, seek deeper connections in each experience, and often find extraordinary meaning in seemingly ordinary events. The hidden power lies in what researchers call savoring, the ability to extract maximum emotional and psychological nourishment from experiences. This might mean spending an entire afternoon perfecting a single recipe, deeply engaging with one painting at a museum, or having a lengthy conversation with a stranger in a cafe. Pay attention to warning signs that you're collecting experiences superficially, feeling rushed to do everything, focusing more on documenting moments than living them, or measuring your activities against others' adventures. The key isn't how many experiences you collect, but how deeply you allow each one to touch your soul. The relationship renaissance meet Barbara and James, married 42 years, who discovered that their deepest passion awakening happened not through new adventures, but through reimagining their relationship. Their story perfectly illustrates what relationship experts call the second mountain of intimate connections in later life. Dr. John Gottman's research reveals something fascinating about relationships after 60. They have the potential to reach unprecedented depths of intimacy and satisfaction. The key lies in understanding that our emotional needs and expression methods evolve significantly in this life stage, creating opportunities for what psychologists term Emotional Attunement 2.0. Watch how couples who maintain passionate connections approach their relationships differently now. They're not trying to recreate the intensity of their younger years. Instead, they develop what researchers call collaborative mindfulness. a shared awareness of present moments and deeper appreciation for their shared history and future. The hidden transformation occurs in daily interactions. Notice how successful couples start prioritizing quality of presence over quantity of activities. A simple shared coffee becomes a mindful ritual. Silence transforms from awkward to comfortable. Even disagreements take on new meaning, becoming opportunities for deeper understanding rather than conflicts to resolve. Warning signs that you're missing this renaissance include comparing your relationship to its past intensity, forcing artificial excitement, or avoiding the natural evolution of intimacy. The key isn't to maintain youthful passion, but to discover the unique flavor of connection that only decades of shared life can create. The Legacy Laboratory. Consider Thomas, a retired engineer who never saw himself as creative. Yet at 67, he started documenting his family's traditional recipes, interweaving them with stories of his heritage. This apparently simple project revealed a profound truth about passion in later life, what psychologists call the generativity effect. Erik Erikson's developmental theory points to a fascinating phenomenon. Our drive for creative contribution actually intensifies after 60. But it takes forms we might not initially recognize as creative. This isn't about producing masterpieces. It's about weaving meaning into the fabric of future generations. Watch how passion-driven seniors approach legacy building differently. They understand that legacy isn't just about what you leave behind. It's about how you actively shape the present through sharing wisdom, stories, and values. Notice how they turn everyday activities into opportunities for meaningful transmission of experience. The hidden power lies in what researchers call narrative identity work, the process of crafting and sharing stories that connect past, present, and future. This might manifest as writing memoirs, teaching traditional skills, or simply sharing life lessons through intentional conversations with younger family members. Pay attention to warning signs that you're undervaluing your legacy potential. Dismissing your experiences as ordinary, hesitating to share your stories, or believing that legacy building requires grand gestures. Remember, the most impactful legacies often grow from seemingly small seeds of shared wisdom. The paradox of present passion. Meet Eleanor, who spent years chasing the next big thing to reignite her passion, only to discover that the secret lay in the opposite direction. Her story illuminates what researchers call the paradoxical law of passion in older adults. The more we chase it, the more it eludes us. Dr. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's groundbreaking research on flow states reveals something counterintuitive. Older adults who find the deepest passion aren't looking forward or backward. They're fully immersed in the present moment. This finding challenges everything we typically believe about maintaining passion as we age. Watch how those who've mastered this paradox approach their days differently. Instead of constantly seeking new sources of excitement, they develop what psychologists call mindful engagement, the ability to find profound satisfaction in whatever they're doing right now. Notice how they bring full attention to simple activities. Tending to plants, preparing meals, or having conversations. The hidden power lies in what researchers term temporal presence, a unique state where past experience enriches present moments without overshadowing them. This isn't about lowering expectations. It's about discovering that true passion often resides in the depth of experience rather than its novelty. Warning signs that you're missing this secret include constantly searching for the next big hobby, feeling dissatisfied with ordinary moments, or believing that passion requires constant stimulation. The real transformation happens when you realize that the most profound passion often lies in embracing the present moment with all its richness. These 7 secrets form an interconnected pathway to maintaining and deepening passion in your 60s and beyond. From the morning mindset reset to the paradox of present passion, each builds upon the other, creating a robust framework for engaging fully with life. Your next step: start with a simple weekly passion audit. Take 5 minutes each Sunday to reflect on moments when you felt most alive and engaged. Notice which of these secrets were naturally at play in those moments. Remember, maintaining passion isn't about adding more to your life. It's about deepening your engagement with what's already there. If you found value in these insights, make sure to subscribe to our channel.